Hi there, this is my tomato plants, and they've got their first true leaves, some of them, the bigger ones here. So I've already repotted all the Romas, as you can see. They're looking a bit limp at the minute from potting, but they'll probably pick up, hopefully. And this is the rest of the, so this row is Sasha's Altai, and I reseeded because these two cells, I think the last time I showed, didn't have anything in, and now I think where are we? Yeah, from my reseeding. Oh, actually, I think these are all original, come to think of it. But anyway, so yeah, the smaller ones must be the reseeded ones, and then this is the original ones. So I'm going to pot these two if I can separate them, but they're really close together, so I'm not sure if the roots come apart nicely I'll be able to repot. But if I make a mess of it, then I'm down 2 plants. But anyway, so that's what the plan is. The benefit of packing with the little block is that you can squeeze these trays from the bottom gently to get them to come out, and then you can lift by the stem and just rest them there for a minute. And I've got 2 pots here ready. This is just loosely put in, not packed, so I'm going to push the end of my trowel all the way to the bottom, and then just rotate it around a little. Same with this one, down to the bottom, rotate it around a little, pack it a little, and there's my 2 holes. Now I'm going to see if I can separate these 2. I got nice roots already forming. The question is are they gonna come apart? Might have to make these a root only. Take as much as I can get off of the soil. It looks like their roots are intertwined. Oh boy, not so good. Just gently get that soil off, and hopefully I'll be able to pull them apart. I'm going to put 2 down for a second. And hopefully I'm in the camera still. Try and tease these apart. There. So there's one. I just put that straight into the hole, and I will firm it up. This one the same. Being gentle, compacting the soil. You kind of get the picture. And there's various people suggested from the last video about leggy tomatoes, just plant them deeper and they will be stronger. And one of the benefits from compacting the soil around them, not only to give them support, but when you go to take them out of the pot, the soil will stay together better when you go to replant them. They're easier to get out of the pot without it all crumbling away on you. So if you've got the time and you haven't got hundreds of plants, they wouldn't do this in a nursery. It would be, in a nursery it'd be slam bam, thank you ma'am, done in, whoops, 2 seconds. On to the next one. That's how they work. So, right, and then we're just adding, actually I'd prefer to add more soil with my fingers because these are pretty delicate. And you want to cause the least amount of stress that you can. Not keeping the camera on what I'm doing. And as usual, my light's flashing. It's just about to run out. So basically, that's it. And I will just firm this up so that it's nice and firm. And give them a drink. I have room for them on a tray. I will also put their name tag on each of them with my handy dandy lollipop sticks. Sorry if this is boring, but I'm very careful when I'm transplanting. As I say, they wouldn't like me in a nursery. I'd be too slow. There. So these are the first of my Sasha's Altai. I might put a little bit more soil in there, but I don't want to waste any more of your time. So this is the Beaver Lodge slicer, this row here, and this is the rest of the Sasha's Altai, and all of the Romas are transplanted, 6 of them. And I had 2 in each cell, so I had 100% germination from the Romas. Oh yeah, I just thought I'd show that this is a seed and cutting mix from our local home hardware store, and that's what I use for the seedlings. It's got a very low, I think it's 0.3 of the, where is it? I don't even see it. I thought I saw it down here somewhere. Has very next to no fertilizer or anything in it, so it's almost like a sterile mix almost. And then this is the potting mix, which is still fairly low, 0.21, 0.11, 0.16. It's a Miracle Grow potting mix. So that's what this soil was, and this was fairly dry, so I wet it so that it goes together. And then this is that's the seed mix, which is very rough. Lots of trees in it, bits. That's my collection so far. Anyway, just thought I'd show you what I am using for mixes. This is giving them a drink. I like to give them a good drink when they're transplanted. And then eventually, in about a week or so, they'll be bottom watered in that tray. I will just fill that tray up and they'll all get watered at the same time. So, there. So that's my potting up done, probably for a few days. That's my peas coming along nicely. And I planted some red peppers back there. Mackenzie seeds. It didn't have a name, it was just a red pepper, so it won't be an heirloom. And I also planted a Mackenzie green pepper that was a California Dreaming or something like that. And neither of them are up yet. They're over on the far side at the very end, so they're not showing yet. And I just thought I'd mention when I was potting these. So when I took these little seed cells, the seeds and their soil out, the soil is very warm, and that's the effect of the heat mats. So you wouldn't get that benefit with no heat. Your soil would be whatever room temperature or slightly below. So that soil is actually almost, I would say, almost like body temperature, up in the 80s. So that's the benefit. The soil is warm in your hand to touch when you go to repot, when you put them in the bigger pots. So right there's a benefit from the heat mats. That heat gets all the way through, even with a plastic tray and another plastic tray. It gets all the way up right to the top of the cell, all the way through the soil. So they definitely have their place, the heat mats. Anyway, but buy a good quality one if you're going to invest in one. Don't buy a half price cheap one. This one is not very, the one I have on this side was half the price of the one on that side, and it isn't even, as you saw from the dry spots in my previous video. I changed all my seeds over to this mat because this mat was much more even heat. Pays your money and you get what you pay for. So, but this one's fine for bringing the seedlings on once they've been potted. So anyway, that's it. That's my update. It got a bit too long. Sorry about that. Bye for now. See you later. Thanks for watching.